What is up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and yes, we are back for round 5 of the scooter. Yesterday we had put everything all together with new parts. Now, today we're gonna get this all buttoned up, and we're gonna hopefully get this thing started in tune today. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for subscribing and liking. But today we are getting back into the scooter. I'm going to go over what we have done in the last video, which was the day yesterday. So today we are all getting this butt up and get this thing started. So let me show you what we've done so far. So as we come over to the bike, as you see, we have already gotten all the parts put in. We have a new manifold with some coupling connectors. We got the new nib. This is a nib manifold. This is a nib slide pull carburetor with a nib cold air intake sticking out the back. We got a new nib handlebar, which is gripping really nice. Everything is up, and we've even put in, I didn't put it in the video, I just kind of put it in. It's not hooked up, but this is the CGI little system that we got here. We got the old one still here, but we're going to probably try it with the old one first and then try it with the new one, just kind of get a night and day comparisons. But guys, we are set and ready to go. Everything looks pretty hooked up. We got to hook up some few other things before we get started, but we're going to get this all going. So let us get into this. All right, guys, so we're back. So just getting back, I noticed that this needed a line, and normally in the old bike there was a line on this side and a line on that side on the outside, but since I don't have anything going to the petcock, because that's where normally that would go, like some crankcase pressure, but actually the crankcase pressure line is here. I just got it kind of dangling right now. I don't know where to go to, because normally it would actually, some people would stick it in the air intake to get the pressure to go back in there, but this pipe doesn't have an end on it or anything like that to stick it to, so it's all nice tightly sealed. So I think we're just gonna zip tie this up. Maybe we'll actually make an elbow like that for this, point downward somehow, and then maybe we'll just leave it like that just to get rid of the pressure. And then we got one like this for that, so that'll be fine. So really right now we're just trying to button everything up and just kind of going with it. So, and I've noticed that on the carburetor, if I can get it to focus for me, there's, you see on the spring, there's an actual notch. It's like a little marking, and it's actually a marking on the carburetor itself. So we got that lined up nice and perfectly. That could be a standard setting that's already been made, so we're going to leave it there and try it when we start the bike up and see if that's it, and we'll make adjustments as we go. Maybe we'll put another notch somewhere when we finally get it kind of perfect. But yeah, that was kind of interesting to see that, and it came like that from Amazon. So, but yes, this kit, just to remind everybody too, this kit came from Amazon. The manifold, the couplings, the carburetor, the air intake, and the slide, the throttle came from Amazon, and I even got the CGI from Amazon as well. But that didn't come in the kit; that came separately. But all that came in the kit. Even this line came with the kit. So, really good product. Hopefully, this works out really well. Let's go ahead and start getting everything all buttoned up and tied off. Alright, so right now we're just gonna get these lines all tied off. Trying to figure the best route for this. I don't want this thing to keep moving, so we're just gonna zip tie it to the throttle linkage cable right now. We just take our little mini zip tie, and we're just gonna tie it around to that. Actually, we'll also do it like this, so that way it kind of holds it together. hand. These little mini zip ties are not the greatest with length, so you gotta get them on there and push until you hear that click click. Like so. I'll keep that out of the way for right now. We'll figure out what to do with it later. We probably will shorten it, maybe go down a little bit, and maybe zip tie it to that so it's pointing down so no water can get back up in it, or something. Maybe we want a higher hose or something like that. I'm not for sure because we don't want water to get in there. But for this purpose, since it's dry out, and we probably will never ride this in the wet, it'll be just fine for right now. But we'll figure out something with this later. What to do with the crankcase pressure. Maybe we'll even get like its own little filter on the end of it and maybe take care of that problem. So that's good there. So what we want to do now is we want to take care of this gas line issue. I kind of want it to go up, so that way it kind of flows right down into it. Oh, sorry. So get up to that. So the gas thing is kind of hanging here because of this valve line. So I kind of want it to be a little different. So I'm trying to figure the right way of getting this mounted so that way you can still access the little dial, but still have enough feed to where it's going to bend up. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that now, so that way it'll be good. So let's see what we can do here. I may have to get make this longer, and then keep that kind of up. So that might actually work. Maybe we'll cut this line and reroute this a little bit, like, because I really want this elevation to be a little higher. Yeah, let's see what happens if we take this off. So we're gonna cut this line here, this little zip tie, see how the angle of everything's going. Maybe we could hang it back here and kind of flow, All right, wrap you around. Let's figure this out. We'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. After careful rethinking and replanning, I finally figured out my routing. So we removed the air box from going this way to going this way. So one way or another, once it gets air, it doesn't really much matter. But now we mounted the bracket. The bracket to hold it in place, to keep it from, and they zip tied it to keep it from bouncing around. So now this ain't going anywhere. But we also rerouted our line, so now we can reach our hand, we can turn it off and turn it on whenever we feel like it. Even if you have to use both hands, you can still get it, but you get your hand, you get the idea. You get the hand to reach it. You may have to use both hands, maybe have to hold it and then turn it, but at least you get the idea. Is you want to get your hand in there, but also want to keep the flow going right into it like it's supposed to, so it kind of curves a little bit and then goes in, and then should be just fine. If not, we can always reroute it and redo it, but this is good for the time being, just to see how everything goes. So this is now clean out of the way, nothing is hindering it, and I think we were good to go. So now we gotta do, stick the battery in, fill it with some gas, and give it a rip. Alright guys, we got gas in here, batteries in here. Now we're gonna start this thing. So let's get the fuel flowing. Alright, it's good in the bowl. Let's give it a rip. Forgot to figure this out. Got it running though. Alright guys, so we're back. Unfortunately, it did not work. I think it needs to be adjusted. I think my every time I give it throttle, it die. So I think we are going to crack this open and check out the jets, because I think the jets could be wrong. I took the needle out and I raised it up one more. It's still not working, but every time I give it throttle, it bogs and dies. So I'm wondering if maybe the jet might be too big. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're gonna go with it and try and see what happens. So we're gonna crack this open, see what we find. So it's nice and cut, nice. All right, so take some Allen screws. We'll just get this thing off. A little smaller, probably this one right here. Wow, one more smaller. Huh. This should have been the one right here. But you aren't. Interesting. Alright. Let's find the right one. Okay guys, so we got it all nice and all buttoned back up. We're gonna go ahead and give it a restart. Hopefully it works, but we'll see. Let's give it a try. So, gas on. Gas is flowing. No leaks. Alright. Grab the bar. Get rid of it. It's a good start in the right direction. Okay. I turned the choke off. Now it won't do it. I have the choke on and it revved like crazy. So don't know. I don't know. It's kind of tricky trying to figure this out. Seems to want to die when I give it throttle, but you give it a little turns, and then it wants to rev up high, because the goal is to get the motor to run without the wheels spinning. So if you can get it adjusted right, you're supposed to have the motor running, you can rev it, and then when you rev it, the wheels will spin. But when you're not revving it, it's sitting on idle, the wheels are not supposed to spin. So that way you know that when you take off, you're not going to die sitting at the throttle. But you don't want too high when you're sitting at the light. You don't want the thing to raise like crazy. So it's just getting that sweet spot. And that's what makes carburetors really tricky. If you don't know them, they're really hard to get tweaked right, because you don't know which way to tweak it. And I'm one of those people. So, but I'm not giving up. I just can't figure it out right now. But just gonna have to play with it some more to get it right. So, not giving up on this. I'm just going to. It's going to take a little bit more time, and that's fine. We want to get this right. As I was saying, we got this bike running. It runs pretty good. I mean, it starts up. It's a little high revvy. I may have to tweak it and play with it a little bit, but it runs. I've taken it for a spin 3 times, and I just kept wondering where this pop, 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 pop noise was, and it comes from this pipe right here. So I took this off because I took all the little thingies off. So I forgot to take this off. So, because it's being held in here by this little, I made sure this little grommet piece to kind of connect it to, and I didn't put it back on there when I took these hoses and plumbing and stuff off. I left this on, so it was making that pop, 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 pop noise, and I put my hand over here, and it was coming from here. So we're going to take this back off and plug this hole back up, and we're going to retry it again and see if we can get that pop, pop, pop noise to go away. So I'm going to get this thing off here. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I feel like such an idiot, dude. I was wondering where that pop, pop, pop noise was coming from, and we even tried this CGI different ones. Right now I tried it on the original one. I tried it on that one. I couldn't really tell a difference. I don't know what the difference is. I don't really know, but I do know that this throttle, I have to turn it ever so gently to get the power to go, and then once I'm moving, then I can pick up speed. So I can't just go balls to the wall, turn the throttle, and then expect it to like go. But if I slowly creep up on the power, then it kind of works. So I have to figure that one out. But yeah, it's running extremely well. I am just super stoked that this is running so good. It's hot. It's hot. It's burning my hands. So I gotta get this thing off. But yeah, it just needs to be tuned a little bit more. Ow, that's really hot. Yeah, it just needs to be tuned more. Play with it. The only thing I'm missing is the exhaust. I do want to get a better performing exhaust to kind of compensate with this, and I think that will take care of the rest of it. If I can get... That's really hot. I'm burning my fingers as I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, I want to get... The only thing I'm missing that I didn't get when I ordered the parts is the exhaust. Because with buying the big bore kit and then buying all these pieces, it wasn't exactly cheap. It was just I had a budget, and I ran over my budget getting all of this in here. So I had to sacrifice the exhaust to get this to work. So we're going to have to get the exhaust to compensate. So once we get the exhaust on there, we can really maybe get it tuned in a little more better. But we're going to try to get it tuned in there regardless, and try to get it running a little bit more like a purring a little bit. But I think this piece right here is the reason why I kept popping. So we're gonna get the piece that I put the cover over this and zip tie it and see if it makes a difference. If not, then we will do what I basically will have to go order another piece and then go from there. Or maybe I could stick a screw in here and see if that'll work. But we're gonna get this off and see what we can do about plugging this hole up. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're back. We got this thing plugged up. This was the reason why I'm making that pop, pop, pop noise. We're going to eventually order the covering piece to cover this up, or maybe try to find a nut or a screw that's big enough and just jam it in here tight to cover it up. But I think we'll probably just order us one. But this will probably work for the time being, just to see if that pop, pop, pop noise goes away. So we're going to put it back on. And we're going to take this bike for one more ride before we call it. I think we got everything going pretty good. We're going to switch it back to the blue one just to see if it makes any difference as well. So, like I said, we're going to give this bike one more ride. And then we're going to take you guys along with me. I'll put you on my chest harness, and we'll go from there. So, let's get this on there. That's good. Nice and tight. All right. So we got that, and let's pull this off. Hang on, I gotta put this down. We're gonna switch this over to the blue one, and then we're gonna get set up, and then we're gonna go ride. Okay. All right, guys. Promised you one last ride. I got everything going. Let's see how it sounds when we fix that little piece. Hopefully it worked out. Oh yeah, that sounds way more better than that pop, 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 pop noise. All right, let's take this for a spin. Uh-oh. Seems like it runs pretty good, just wants to die when you give it. May have to turn it up just a smidget. Now that I plugged that thing up, now I got the little bogginess. So we may have to tune it just a little bit. But guys, she runs. Still can't figure out the wheel spinning thing. I know you're just not supposed to, the wheel's not supposed to spin, but still haven't figured that part out yet. I'm still working on it. But yeah, she runs. I am super stoked about that. She runs really, really good. Everything runs really great. It's just got to figure out the bogginess. I think that now that I plugged that hole up, I think it liked it being open. So it gave it more speed before I had plugged that up. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to have this open, to have that valve have a hole in it, or have some kind of way to let that out, because it ran way more better when I had that thing off than it did when I had it covered. So I'm not for sure if that's a good thing. So we will have to see on that one. But guys, it runs really good. So we just got to do a little more tweaking with it, and she should be good. Well, guys, that's it. It runs really good. Still needs a little bit of tweaking, a little bit more fixing going on, but we'll get there, and we're getting there in the right direction. So, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for support. If you guys like this stuff, please go down, comment, like, subscribe. If you guys got any questions to help me out, how to make that better, please let me know at the comments below. But guys, that's it. If you guys have not seen my stuff, please go check it out at Fix It Daniel at Instagram. It's right there. I try to post as much as I can on there, but if not, comment me on YouTube, and we'll go from there. But guys, thank you so much for the love and support. I truly do appreciate it. It would not be done without you guys. So thanks, and I will see you again on the next fix. Until then, see you then.